All right, y'all, put some respect on my Amerlin. Put some respect. I can't believe y'all did that. Y'all, we got so much to talk about. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, so we start out 10 years ago in Valon. Elida asked for what she wanted from the elfin or whatever, and who we see later on in the episode. And like I said, I'm going through the books, so I kind of expected this to pop up. So seeing the elfin pop up, I was like, oh my gosh, it gives Muppet. Anyway, seems like Elida got what she wanted, and she tells Alviarin, because she's staring at that bracelet. She meets up with Alviarin, like I said, and Alviarin's like, girl, are you sure you want to be doing that? People have gone in and not come out. Alviarin looks so good. This actress looks beautiful. She looks so good. Elida says she was promised the Amerlin seat, but of course, they didn't say when. And besides, we're told that these gifts come with a prize. But either way, Elida goes into the vote thinking that she will win. I loved seeing her clock that Siuan and Moiraine are obsessed with each other. Oh, the homophobia jumped out. But didn't Elida also have pillow friends? Oops. So Elida is gagged because Alviarin was supposed to vote, I guess, for Elida, but did not. And this is going to come into play. Just Alviarin's whole deal is just going to come into play later on in this story in general. I can't wait to see what's going on with her and Elida in season 4. If we even get a season 4, because they have not announced it yet, but y'all need to stop playing with me. So Liandrin here, we see her as a sitter and the old sitter uniforms they got on, really cool. But yeah, it's just showing us that for a long time, Elida has seen that she was going to get the Amerlin seat. And even though she didn't get it last time, clearly things can change. Now the keeper comes in and tells Siuan, like, look, girl, if you're going to have the tower bend to Rand, you need to put it to a vote. These girls out here getting vicious. That's what she said. She said, Elida would use this as a wedge to drive between you and, the rest of our sisters. You got to convince all of us, girl, like, put it to a vote. And so I was like, all right, girl, I think about it. And that was that. And it's like, sis, you should have definitely taken that advice. The keeper had been trying to get you off or get you out of the crosshairs for a minute, because she was telling her about Elida the whole time. But before this, and someone was like, she only be here for a couple days. So I'm just like, girl, you got to get it together, my good sister, my good sister. That's what I was thinking. So of course we get this scene that we knew we were gonna get, right, with Rand harvesting Alcera's garden. But Egwene comes in and look at him like, girl, she's like, girl, I do feel sorry for you, but you were the one cheating on me with the person who gave Samael your location, girl, resulting in the mess that you find yourself in now. You harvesting this stuff you should have just kept in your pants, and we wouldn't have been dealing with this. But okay, I don't know what you want me to say to you, girl, but the wise ones are ready. That's what Egwene came in there to tell him. So here we are because I talked about this in another video, but because they released this clip earlier, here we are with Moiraine and Samael. Now, remember watching this the first time, like, does Rand know that this guy's down here? So Moiraine says, you were one of the greatest generals in the Age of Legends. Like, what happened to you, girl? You sit down here in chains. Samael puffs up his chest like, girl, I discovered the art of war again. I built armies. And Moiraine was like, girl, so what's going on with this scar? Why don't nobody want to heal it for you, girl? Like, what's the tea? Samael says, your loose Theron gave me this, and I'm not going to heal it because I want him to see it when I end him. And Moiraine Moiraine gathered this wig up. I loved how she gathered her wig up. It was just like, guess what? That's not happening. You're going to teach him, and that's that. No one's going to remember who you are when I'm done with you if you don't. And that's that. She briskly walks out. Moiraine's been talking cash money to these Forsaken, girl. Like, she been talking cash money. So the Black Aja are disheveled a little bit. Liandrin's walking around wearing a part of the male Adam, the cuffs. And What's-Her-Face is playing with the Taran Grial that produces balefire. Listen, if you know what that is, great. Like, and so you know why Liandrin's freaking out. If you don't know, just wait. Just keep waiting. Just know that using it even one time has serious consequences. Like I said, that's why Liandrin is freaking out. So the rest of the Black Aja kind of suspect that Liandrin killed Ispan, like she killed Naomi. And Leandra's just like, girl, put that down. Naomi died because she challenged me. She questioned me. So make sure you ain't next on the list, mama. Moghedien comes in here like, oh, great mistress. Oh, my mistress. Oh, great mistress. Oh, my mistress. Just playing in people's face. Just playing it, laughing, smirking while she pretended to be a servant. Just play. Moghedien's so trifling, right? So she brought the other cuff to the male Adam. She said she bought it from some man who was trying to sell it. And Liandrin's kind of gagged, but she tells the rest of the group that, guess what? We going, forget Eastbound, forget that black Asha. Forget that black woman. We are going straight to the palace right now to get the collar. Which, I mean, clearly is what Moghedien wants, because if Moghedien is giving something like this up or giving it away when she could just use it herself, the male Adam, there has to be a reason. If you're a book person, you know the reason specific to the male Adam, but, you know, that's something for the show people to think about. Like, girl, why would she just hand it over to Liandrin? So they get to the palace, right? And this is important because once she gets inside, Liandrin tells the others, you see the collar that this guy's wearing in this picture, girl? That's what we're looking for. But of course, as an audience member, we know that that's not what it looks like when it's not being worn. So you're not going to see the full like chest piece and everything with the Adam when it's off of someone's neck. It looks like a simple ring, of course, that will come in later, right? So Lanfear here says, hey girl, you got the gift I sent? He could be a good teacher, Samael. But Rand confronts Lanfear about Egwene and the torture and all that, and Lanfear says some BS like, Rand, I was doing her a favor, making her stronger for you, girl. Lanfear, girl, please. If you suspected, like you said, that Egwene told Rand that you were the one torturing her, like, why didn't you come up with a better lie, girl? You talking about I was making her stronger. What don't kill you, make you stronger, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere. She said, girl, me and Egwene was just working out, girl. I'm just trying to make her strong. We did a little bit of cardio. We went and just lifted some weights. Like, girl, Lanfear, what you talking about? Like you somebody's physical trainer trying to make them stronger. Get out my face. Get out my face. I hope we get even more backstory with Lanfear. I'm sure we will. But Lanfear says the only reason she swore her dark oaths when she opened up the door to the Darkfriends prison or whatever was because the other option was death. Okay? Rand says, well, you don't just want the power to kill the Dark One, like you want the Dark One's power. And Lanfear was like, well, why not? Why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? Like, why can't I have both? Lanfear tells Rand, guess what? You made the whole world bow except me, and that's why you left me the first time. And Rand was like, no, I left you because you're a monster, you're petty, you're cruel, and you're jealous. I was like, whoa. You're a monster. And then so she's like, oh my gosh, you arrogant, stupid. Like she was really mad. She's using the true power, charging up. And then here comes Egwene. I was like, whoa, she did a home run. She knocked Lanfear out of Tel'aran'rhiod. It was very pleasing to my soul. It was very pleasing to my spirit how she came up and did that. Right? So everybody get out of Tel'aran'rhiod. Everybody charged up, ready for Lanfear to come through and fight, but she doesn't. Clearly, Moiraine thinks that she's going to try another approach, so she was just like, let's just leave now. Real quick, would the Aiel really be okay with the Sakarnan being used by Moiraine? Like, I understand that they gave up the Way of the Leaf and all this stuff, but, like, if they see a wetlander coming here just using this ancient artifacts, Sakarnan, and they see how powerful it is, wouldn't they be like, girl, put that down and give it to a wise one or something? Like, what do you think? What do you think? So Lanfear tells Melindra, hey, guess what? You gonna have to do something for me, dark friend. Like, get into it. And we kind of, once I saw her face, I was like, girl, I know what she wants you to do. And then Lanfear doing this cultural appropriation got on this, this Aiel get up. I'm just like, girl. The crew shows up to the palace to find the collar, right? And so we get back to that. I love this part when Samael was like, oh my gosh, it's Moghedien. And then she was like, hey, guess what? You got a shield tied off on you, Samael. Do you want me to remove it? Do you want me to remove the shield, honey? And Samael's like, please. I mean, we can work together. Just get this off of me, like, girl. And Moghedien was like, I don't think that I will. When I say she started pulling on Samael with the one power, started pulling stuff out of him like he had a tapeworm, I was hollering. I was like, oh my gosh, Samael really finna die here. So when they bring Rand in front of the entire Aiel congregation, they're bringing him. Ruark tells Rand, please don't tell these people what you saw in Viridian. They cannot handle it. They cannot handle it. They'd find out that they're oath breakers. They used to follow the way to leap like this, and there's nothing more dishonorable than that. Please just don't tell them. Keep in mind, like we all know, all the wise ones, all the clan chiefs went through Viridian, so they know the tea. They just ain't tell they ain't tell they steps and stuff. But Rand is out here threatening to do it. So Avienda tells Egwene here that you ain't got to stick beside him, Egwene. Like, he cheated on you with a shadow soul, bro, and he will bring destruction. Is he worth it, girl? Go live your life somewhere. Go do your own thing, live your life. Like, you don't have to, I see how you're looking at him, bro. Like, do your own thing. I'm almost talking to the fan bros too. Like, leave her alone. Egwene, I will defend Egwene. Do you hear me? Here, Moiraine says that based on what she saw in Viridian, sometimes Lanfear kills her out here, and she feels like something's about to happen today, right? Setting up a showdown, obviously. So Lanfear comes in to Sylvanas' tent and tells the black woman to leave. She says this random black woman, she said, leave. She does. That's what the showrunners be telling these black people too. Okay. And then Lanfear puts on these like fake dragon tattoos on Couladin so that he can seem more legitimate to the Aiel. We see Elida's evil self getting ready for her big day. Oh my gosh, but she do look good. This jewelry is insane. This dress, oh my gosh. So Varen and the Keeper come in to tell Siuan that 8 sisters have left the tower for an undisclosed reason. And 8 is enough to gentle a man. So, like, what are they up to? Siuan tells them to go after them, bring them back, and also to bring Elida here. But I'm just like, girl, it might be too late for all that now. Like, what you mean sisters done left the tower without you knowing, girl? You sitting over here writing notes and sniffing Moraine's letter and stuff. Like, girl, what you doing? Like, the Keeper and everybody had to come and tell you what's going on. Girl, you got eyes and ears everywhere. Like, it's time to prove it. What you mean 8 red sisters done left without my approval? Are you serious? Are you serious? So back in Tanchico, Matt tells Min that Nynaeve said the collar doesn't look like it does on the statue when it's not being worn, just a plain silver ring. And of course, that is very, very important because, Leandrin's over here clearly feeling the bracelets guiding her toward the collar. But when she finds it, she can't even identify it because, like Matt said, it just looks different than it does when it's being worn. But my good sis, Nynaeve, because she's definitely seen it, season 2, she sees it, immediately identifies it, picks it up, and runs out. We're gonna be skipping around here because that's what they were doing in the episode. So here, Tom tells Elaine, while they're looking for the collar, hey, like, you're talking about Lord Gabriel. I don't know who he is. And Tom is questioning it, right? But then that Black Aja comes out of nowhere with the Balefire stick and says it's hard to keep track, really, like, essentially, of Elaine's mom's consorts because Morghese has always been a whore. I was like, oh my God. I can see why Elaine came back with that thing on her. Because, like, you call my mom a whore and then try to blast me with Balefire, girl? Oh, we got to square up. So Tom tells Elaine, like, listen, whoever that Gabriel is, I ain't never heard of him. I've been around the palace for how long? Know your mom for how long? I ain't never heard no Gabriel. He don't actually exist. That's probably a Forsaken in your head. Okay, so that means that your mother is in danger, and so is your throne. You gotta go. You gotta run. I'll defend you. I'll protect you. And so, we think that Elaine leaves. Tom tries to distract the Black Aja, but Elaine comes out and Elaine comes out of nowhere and booms her with the one power, zaps her with the Balefire. I was like, oh my gosh. As you said, you really call my mama a whore? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I know in the show we don't really know what Balefire really is yet, but I would say pay attention to the after effects that that you saw pop up after Elaine zapped her with the Balefire. Like, just pay attention to what happened. Was something being undone? Just rewatch that and see what happened. If you don't know what Balefire is, though, during this time in the story, like in the books, I was still questioning. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is that? So Matt walks into the doorframe, Tarangrial, and is taken to the Aelfin. Now, this thing looks like it needs to be on Sesame Street. Girl, teaching me how to count. She need to be somewhere teaching me my vowels and my consonants. Like, she need to be somewhere teaching me compound words. Ain't no, it's giving Sesame Street. Okay? If I was mad and I seen this thing pop up and start screaming, my 3 wishes would have been, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Okay? So yeah, the thing tells him, like, what do you need? Tell me what you want. And under duress, Matt says these 3 things. So he said he's tired of getting swung around by magic. He's sick of the one power. That's the first thing. The second thing is he's like, well, you can fix me. Essentially, the elfin was just like, well, I can take the memories that are bothering you. And then the third wish is to get out. He wants to get out. But the catch, like there's always a catch with these things, is that there is a price and he didn't set it. So this guy was about to give you your 3 wishes and then send you out here to be hanging from this door frame. That's crazy. That's the price. Can I get a discount, girl? Y'all ain't doing a sale, girl. Oh my gosh. Min's vision comes through, so she comes around and saves him by knocking out the Black Asha and beating on his chest and breathing into his mouth and all types of. I'm like, okay, CPR for the Wheel of Time world, because I'm like, girl, that thump. I feel like you have to be pretty consistent with that heart pump and stuff, because you were just banging on his chest, girl. He would have never woke up. He would have never woke up if you was in my world, girl. You would have still been banging on their chest. But either way, I feel like they're about to kiss for real. I was like, oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for Matt and Min, especially with the way, I don't know. Min's story in the books is so very much like doormat to me. No shade. It gives doormat Turan to me. So I'm glad they changing it up. Y'all could be mad, whatever. Of course, now the Foxhead medallion is on his chest. That's going to be important, especially considering the first wish that he made. But yeah, it seems like we're going to be running into some problems, obviously, because Matt, he can't remember a lot. He's like, I didn't remember how I got here. So I'm like, oh, this is so bad. This scene here is crazy, okay? Because Leandra knows Nynaeve has the collar. She's like, girl, hand it over. And like, Nynaeve is trying to save, or appeal to, I should say, Leandra, like, I know what happened to you here. It's so sad. Leandra's like, girl, that ship has sailed. Ishamael came to me when I was a preteen, girl. Like, I'm deeply entrenched in this dark side, Darkfriends stuff, girl. Like, what you mean? Ishamael himself was helping me with my middle school homework. Like, I promise you, there's nothing that you can say to me, Nynaeve, that it's going to change that. But I'm just like, wow, Nynaeve, Leandrin sold you into slavery, and here you are again in chains. Black woman in chains. Black woman in chains. Here you are again, yet again in chains. Girl, Leandrin took that collar from Nynaeve and sent her flying into the ocean. Wow, chains on. Wow, black people jumping in the ocean with chains on? Wow. Oh, so it's a race war. Wow. It's giving transatlantic. It's giving transatlantic. You see what I'm saying? And like, you are actually almost in it for real. Like the Wheel of Time version of it, you almost had an A-dom on your neck, just like Egwene, girl. And so like, it would have been on site with Leand. It would have been on site. I wouldn't have been trying to appeal to nothing. I don't care what you went through. Honestly, I don't. I'm sorry. We all got pain, Effie. Like, I promise you, I don't care what you went through. You tried to sell me. You tried to put me on a ship, send me overseas, and have me chopping sugarcane. That's what you tried. That's what you saw me. You saw me to the Shanchan. Oh, it would have been on site. Picking cotton? Yeah, it would have been on site. So yeah, Nynaeve gets chucked into the water, and I'm just like, girl, get up, girl, get up. And of course, the whole time I'm envisioning the whole Mogedian scene. With her against Mogedian struck a boat that Nynaeve was on or something in the book or something like that. So the whole time I'm envisioning, I'm like, she in the water, that probably means she gonna break her block. And that's exactly what happens. She breaks her block. She breaks her block. I was like, girl, you got to channel. You about to die. It's giving Finding Nemo. It was about to be giving Finding Nynaeve, because girl, she chucked you under that water. Okay? But she undid those chains. We might need to call her the breaker of chains like we do Daenerys. She broke them chains and parted that sea. It was given Moses. Do you hear me? And then, to see the smile on her face when she's like, oh my gosh, I really just did that. Yes, girl, you did. Now it's time to wake it up, girl. We've been wanting you to channel for 3 seasons. Wake it up. So Melindra or whatever comes in to do what's required of her. But she gives herself away on purpose so that she could warn Lan by warning him, she definitely breaks her dark oaths and she dies. And it's not just a regular death. She will be permanently erased. Her soul will be permanently erased, never to be spun out by the wheel of time again. And so that's the consequence for breaking your oath with the Dark One. You can see she died the same way that the Gray Man lost his soul, the Gray Man that Moghedien was making. So after Rand hallucinates someone in the distance, he confronts Moiraine about the bad things that she has done, even though it was for his good. He says thank you, and that he sees that she has been there for him all along, that she wants the same thing that he does. It was a really good emotional scene. Moiraine is over here tearing up, and it's like, oh my gosh, this evangelist, just tell this evangelist that you are really happy at her missionary work, girl, just so she can just get off your back. No, but it was a really fun moment. It really gives mother-son moment where you can see, like, oh my gosh, even though I was mad at you for these decisions that you made, now that I'm looking over my life, now I'm looking over everything, oh, I can see that you made them for a specific reason. I'm happy that you did. So it gives, like, son coming around to the mother kind of moment that was really nice. It was really nice. She says good luck, Rand al'Thor, and that she will protect him from Lanfear or die trying to. And I definitely thought we were saying goodbye to Moiraine in this episode. Gonna talk about that a little bit later, but just how they, phrased all this stuff, I thought we were saying goodbye. So the Reds' plan, they work to keep Varen out of the tower, because y'all went all the way out here, and that's exactly what we wanted you to do. Leave Siuan helpless while we depose her. Siuan walks into the hall to see that Elaida has deposed her. Wow. Not only that, but Siuan has been accused of being a Darkfriend because, according to Elaida, she worked in concert with the Shadow to hide the dragon's existence from the tower. I'm just like, oh, the politics. Oh, the politics. Oh, the PR, the way you phrase stuff, the way you put stuff, Elaida. I see. So the consequence for that is a stilling. And, wow. It was so painful to watch, especially to keep her just fighting. Like, she's like, no, I'm over my dead body. It was so heartbreaking to watch. But this beautiful shot was just amazing. Even though it represented all her magic just leaving her. Oh my gosh, her ability to channel, it was so sad. Like, y'all got my kisses laid out on the floor, bro. And I thought y'all was gonna be done with it. I thought y'all was gonna be done after the stilling. We're gonna come back to that. Liandrin offers a truce to Moghedien. And at first, Moghedien kind of laughs in her face, like, girl, you really think you could be one of the chosen? But then Liandrin's like, well, I mean, essentially, you killing off all the other ones, and you gonna be nameless by yourself? Or do you want to be nameless with people who are weaker than you that you can choose? So choose me, and we can work together. The male Adom needs 2 women to control the dragon, so let's just do it. Let's do it together. So we'll see what comes of that. Robin and Lanfear meet up over somebody else's body. Lanfear looks so good. This headpiece activated my homosexual. It really did activate the sweetness, the limp wristness in me. So Samael, he got made into a beautiful masterpiece by Moghedien because, like, oh my God. I'm like, Moghedien, can you just kill me, bro? Like, can you just put a weave of fire through my brain and just be done with it? Like, why are you doing this to me? But so Lanfear says, hey, guess what, Robin? Like, you over here, gagging and playing all sides and stuff. Guess what? You're going to be next, and you need to pick the winning team. Moghedien going to come for you next. Robin does figure out that Lanfear was rejected by the Dragon Reborn because, like, why would she be here asking for your help if she wasn't? But still, it makes sense, Lanfear is saying, to join up with me because Moghedien is coming for all of us. And I'm like, who would I trust more? Lanfear or Moghedien? To me, it sounds like, which 2 fingers do you want a paper cut in between? I don't, just put it somewhere, girl, because, you know what I mean? Who do you trust in that situation? Savannah looks so good. She looks so good. What is she wearing? I want to know her I need to see her full wardrobe. But she was like, girl, the Dreamwalker should have told you the Dragon Reborn would be here. Here he is. And she's showing off Couladin showing off these fake dragon tattoos. Like, it's a mess. Then Rand comes up there preaching about the prophecies. Like, y'all know it is definitely me. It's not him. He preaching, right? And it's so funny how Couladin was like, oh, that Aes Sedai gave him those marks on his arms. He's lying, when Lanfear gave him his marks. Hilarious. So Rand says, since you went to Rudian, what did you see there, girl? What did you see there? And Ruark is like, wait, no, don't tell him. Don't tell everybody, don't tell. But Rand tells them all anyway. He saw in the Age of Legends, how they all used to follow the way of the leaf. He calls them oath breakers. He says, turn your backs on me and you will die. Like, he was out there white manning. Do you hear what I'm saying? And all this is going on while we see Elaida walk in, right? And with this amazing headpiece, jeez. Siuan's all beaten up. It's really bad. I'm glad we didn't have to see that, at least. Goodness. So Elaida's like, girl, I'm guessing your wife is with the Dragon Reborn right now. Just tell us where she is. Tell us the truth, finally. And then Siuan does this speech. Everybody preaching today. She does this speech about how she loves Moiraine and would die to protect her, while at the same time we're watching Moiraine fight Lanfear. I mean, literally, Moiraine is getting choked out. And I think it's so funny when these powerful Forsaken could just snap their fingers and be done with somebody, and be done with someone who cannot channel as well as they can. But instead decide to battle in a more personal way because their emotions are invested. Because, like, why didn't you just channel from afar and end Moiraine instead of choking her out up close? So Siuan is just like, the world is changing, the tower is broken, we don't have control. She says, will y'all really stand behind Elaida and burn? She loves nothing. She stands for nothing but power. And I'm like, girl, okay, I love this campaign speech, Siuan. Like, you're giving a great speech. But, like, you should have been giving this from the beginning, girl. It's too late. She talking about, we are the power. The light shines through us. And I love that. But there's no more light shining through you because you got stilled. And it just makes me so upset. Just a mess all around. Can't believe y'all did that to my girl. Now, while Lanfear and Lan and Moiraine are still fighting, Rand channels. We know what he's going to do. But Egwene's looking on like, bro, I hope he don't go crazy-er after this. Like... So they kill Siuan, right? And I have so many thoughts about this, right? I'm going to put it in a video. I'm going to put all my thoughts about, like, Wheel of Time and colorism and race and all that stuff in a video. But if y'all were going to kill her off, why didn't the Aes Sedai just kill her off? Like, why go through the trouble of shielding her? Just kill her off. There were a lot of people angry about Siuan's death. I think that... I'm going to talk about this in the upcoming video, but, like, I think that it follows the pattern we've been noticing where black characters are either Darkfriends, evil, killed brutally, or not given as much backstory as their white counterparts, or are just character development points for other characters, right? Moiraine. Because Liandrin was less of a character in the books, but got more screen time, I think, than, like, Siuan. And Maxim getting all the screen time. But a character who lives in the books had to die on the show, while two characters that were supposed to die here lived. And then, like I said, it does not feel good after we've been noticing a specific pattern, like I said, that I'll talk about in another video coming up, like today. I'm releasing it today. But yeah, I think it would have been more moving if Moiraine and Siuan died at the same time, especially considering in the books, this is kind of where it happens with her and Lanfear. And so I think the scene would have been even more crazy if, you know, because Moiraine felt it. And so to me, that means, does that mean that Moiraine had bonded to Siuan since, like, this whole time? She was bonded to Siuan because she felt immediately when Siuan died. And so I think that's like a fun twist. But either way, Siuan dying, I think, would have been easier to digest if we hadn't had all these black characters being shelved or put aside, or for these other ones, or they're evil, like I said, dying for no reason, dying gruesomely. Like, if it didn't match up with the pattern, I think that we've noticed, I think it would be easier to like see Siuan dying. But definitely we gotta talk. That's why I'm making the whole separate video about this. We gotta talk about it. So yeah, Lanfear stabs Moiraine, thinking that she won, but Moiraine gets her lick back with the Sakarnan and the sword, sends Lanfear fleeing, running for her life. Rand, of course, brings down rain in the desert. Hasn't rained there, so of course the Aiel are gagged down. Declares himself the Dragon Reborn. Egwene, who isn't bowing like everyone else, asks him to let go of the power, and he simply will not. Like, he looks in her face like, girl, you really thought that was going to happen? Anyway, child. So yeah, I mean, that was the entire season. That's the show. I am really, really excited for season 4. I think this was like an almost perfect finale for me, except the Siuan thing. And it's not because I like her, not only because I like her, you know, I just think it matches up with how a lot of Black characters are treated on this show, you know, especially with the context that other characters with smaller stories have been given freer reign, you know, free range on this show as compared to some of these Black characters who y'all could have expounded upon in the same kind of way. So let me know what y'all think. Overall, I really love this season. Aside for those things I pointed out, I think it's definitely a groundbreaking show that we hopefully will get a season 4 for. So I just hope that they listen to what we're saying about these black actors, these Black characters and stuff. But let me know what y'all thought. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll check y'all out later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the waitlist there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.